Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Toby's Sideshow of Scale Styrene. The show's about to begin. So work on the Circus Side Show Cars is continuing, and it's coming along pretty well, actually. For one thing, I've come up with a name for the circus. It's going to be the Glue Bomber Circus. Considering my modeling skills, that's about right. Every time I touch something here, it seems like I get glue on my hands. In any case, I've been working on the elephant. If you remember, he was just a basic gray color, and then and you could tell it was kind of plasticky and everything. And what I have done is I'm trying to make it look kind of like a sacred white elephant. Now, if you're familiar with white elephants, they're not really white. They usually have blotches on them that are kind of a pinkish color, and and so what I'm using is I've got some Tamiya flesh tone here, and also on the front here, and also on the ears if you can see it, and around the side over here. And then I also painted him in the Tamiya medium gray, and then I gave him a wash of Tamiya flat black. And that was just the start of it to get it down a little bit. And what I still got to do is I've got to do a lot of dry brushing, probably get some pink in the areas where the flesh tone is at, and then tone it down again with some washes of like medium gray and stuff. And then obviously, if you notice the tusks, can't hurt yourself with those, but I'm going to have to paint the tusks afterwards, and I'm going to do that with an antique white, and then kind of streak it a little bit to try and make it look more like ivory. And then I've got to go back and get his eyes painted and everything. So that's where I'm going to go with the elephant. If he looks good enough, then I will probably pick up a couple more of these elephants and add them into the program or the circus. There's also one that is a female elephant that has shorter tusks. Now, the reason, if you notice, this is an Asian elephant, not an African elephant. And the reason I'm doing that is because the American circus, for the most part, uses Asian elephants or used Asian elephants. And that's because they were easier to train and everything. And they also usually would get Asian elephants that were already trained in India. And actually, they had their own, Ringling Brothers actually had its own elephants, and they still have an elephant preserve down in Florida of Asian elephants. And most of them, I believe, were female, but any elephant in the circus was always known as a bull, so a bull elephant, because it just sounds more ferocious and everything, but the majority of them were actually female. But yeah, I do want some elephants in my Glue Bomber Circus, and I think with the way I'm doing the painting, they're going to look pretty good. But the Glue Bomber Circus is going to have animals you would not normally see in a circus. I mean, after all, we are talking about dragons here, even though they are small dragons compared to an elephant. Well, let's take a look at how the other dragon is coming along, the one that is standing. What I have done is I've painted the inside of his mouth red, and I've got the legs pretty much in place. You notice there's that big hole there, so I had to fill that gap in with a piece of plastic cardstock underneath, because I'm going to have to fill that hole with some putty. And then I have clipped the tail a little bit to reposition it. Notice how the original tail was, and you see there's definitely a bump there that I'm going to have to fix with some putty and stuff, but I wanted to reposition the tail. And the other thing is I have decided that I'm going to take the feet that came with the original dragon, and I am going to have to clip these feet on the bottom here somehow, and put the proper feet on there to make a little bit bigger of a foot for these this little guy here, and see how that'll work out. Hopefully it'll work out. First I'm going to see make sure that the foot will match up close enough so that I don't have to do lots and lots of puttying to get it to fit or not. But yeah, I am planning on swapping out the feet also eventually. But he is starting to take shape, and I think that'll work out pretty well. As for my dragon tamer, she fell down back here, but she is coming along. Now, the reason I started painting to begin with is because of these legs. These legs actually, you had to glue the legs together and then get them inside the body here. And it's a very tight fit. And then I figured what I was going to do is get the portions that needed to be painted first, and then get the whatever sanding I needed to do and everything else. Get that done afterwards, and then start touching up and repainting it basically. So the first coat of paint is on her, but not multiple coats. You can even see that the flesh tone is bleeding through, and you can see the gray there. So but she is on her way. First steps are in place. I'm going to have to get this part of the body all done first, and then I will start working on getting the arms on and the head on, because if you notice, there is a necklace going around her neck there, and that is going to be a bear to paint if the head is on. So I'm going to get that painted a nice coppery color, and then get the head put on place, and then once I get the body and the skirt, everything here fixed up and painted correctly, I can then start putting these arms on. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to get in here and paint these. So she is getting painted in segments, and she's coming along pretty well, I think, standing at least. And that brings us to the clown car. Well, I found out that trying to dip this and get this orange paint off is not going to work. I actually dipped some other parts and to see if it would clean up, and it's like nothing will take this orange paint off. So I'm just going to leave it with the orange color that it is, which is all right. I mean, considering the circus wagon I have was orange and green. This is going to be basically probably green and orange, mostly orange though. You know what? I still like that paint job on the seat, so I'm just going to leave the seat as it is. I've got the exterior seats, the fender seats. They're still there. They're painted. I'm still happy with the way they were painted, so I will end up reattaching the fender seats on both sides. You see the nice short body there. That's in place. I've reinforced the front here with these white sprues. I will just have to touch those up with some orange paint so you don't see it. Not worried too much about the hole in the floor. And then this is cool. I really like this. This drops in like so. And so you have everything in there, and you have the steering wheel. The steering wheel will be up on top there. You see where the seat used to be. The seat, I'm just going to leave that bump there. I'm not going to try and get rid of it or anything. Get the foot pedal back in place. Get the shifter back in place. And then, once that's all in place, there's the front. Yeah, the pink and green up front also. So, and that will actually fit on there quite nicely. And I think that's going to work out real well. It just, if I can do it again, I've done it in the past. Yes. Oh, there it is. Boom, just like that. See how it snaps? It'll snap right in place right there. And that is going to look, well, it's a clown car. It's not supposed to look great, right? But it just snaps right on. Honest, it does. Anyway, and what I can do is I will end up gluing this to the back side here, so that will just slip right in place. If I show you, I can just glue that right in there, snap right in place in the front there. And then I've got the roof. I'm working on sanding this all off. That's going to take forever. But I do want to go ahead and use the original roof if I can. So I've got to get the floor of the chicken coop gone, and then the roof can go back in place. And I do not know if I'm clipping the roof down yet or not, or if I'm just going to run something down from there, because the clown car is not only going to be a clown car, it is going to be the the circus has a calliope. What everyone else in the world calls a calliope, in the circus world it's called a calliope, and I have made one of those, and I'm seriously thinking of slapping the calliope somehow either on the roof of this thing or on the back of this thing somehow, or split it up. I made this, so it's I want to definitely use it, and I want to put it on a car, because that's a really nice keyboard, I think, that I ended up making. In any case, I want to take the calliope, and we're talking about a clown car, so it doesn't have to look great or anything. It can be as silly as you want it to be. But you put the calliope on the roof, and then where's the seat? Okay, I just wasted 5 minutes looking for the piece, and it was on the table all the time. Right there, the seat from inside the Tijuana taxi. So I want to have that be the seat for the player of the calliope, and that might end up all up on the roof. I just don't know yet. If not, the seat is definitely going to be up on the roof, and a keyboard will be up on the roof. But I might also possibly sling the pipes of the calliope on the back of the thing. So I might have to take this apart or rebuild the whole thing. I just don't know yet. I've really got to decide on how I'm going to do that, because I tell you what, this is a bear to build. Build a bear. Anyway, also, if you notice, there's a Galapagos turtle here, or tortoise here, and I'm thinking I might get a second one of these or two more of these, because I do like one of them and I want one of them to be just as it is. But I'm thinking I want to get a second or two more of these and take the head off of one of them and go Addams Family and have a two-headed tortoise for my Blue Bomber Circus. Have a two-headed tortoise. That would be kind of cool too. And then with the one that lost its head, I think maybe I'll just go ahead and put a dinosaur head on it or something like that. And then I'll have just a regular Galapagos tortoise too. So those are other possibilities going on. And yes, I do need a ringmaster for this. And of course, I could use something like this for the ringmaster. But I also have another guy in mind for the ringmaster, and that is right here. And anyone who's familiar with this guy knows who it is, and that is Ed Roth. So might have Ed Roth and his little Rat Fink pal here. I know I'm mixing media here, going with Rat Fink and Ed Roth and Tom Daniel, but hey, it's my circus. I can do what I want. And so we might have Ed Roth as the master of ceremonies for my Blue Bomber Circus. And well, that's is that about where I'm at right now? I guess that's enough for right now, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you for visiting Toby's Sideshow of Scale Styrene. If you liked what you saw, please consider giving it a thumbs up and leaving a comment. Share it with your friends, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up online. Thanks again for visiting, and see you soon.